What if I told you? Earth has a second moon, and it's been hiding in plain sight. Right now, as you watch this, something the size of a skyscraper could be doing a gravitational dance with our planet at speeds over 100,000 kilometers per hour, and most people will never know it's there. And the strangest part? It can look like it's orbiting Earth for years, without actually being captured. Stay with me, because in a minute I'm going to show you the orbit trick that creates a moon that isn't a moon. This sounds impossible, because moon feels simple, one planet, one big companion, end of story. But Earth's second moon can be only 40 to 100 meters wide, so small it's basically invisible unless you know exactly when and where to look. It can loop around Earth like a ghost, while technically orbiting the Sun, not us. And sometimes Earth gets an extra moon, mini ones, only 1 to 3 meters across, captured for a few months, then flung away like cosmic lint. Scientists track these objects across millions of kilometers with math so sensitive that a tiny nudge from our moon changes everything, and even then, they'll tell you this category is genuinely slippery. So what is Earth's second moon really, and why does it keep refusing to behave like one? To understand the mystery, you need one idea: gravity isn't a vacuum cleaner. Earth's pull fades with distance, and far enough out, the Sun wins. There's a region around Earth called the Hill sphere. Think of it like Earth's gravitational personal space. If something drifts into that space slowly enough, Earth can temporarily claim it. Now here's what should happen in the simple version of the universe. A normal moon is gravitationally bound, it orbits Earth, period. Like our moon, about 384,400 kilometers away. Reliable. Predictable. Romantic. But small objects near Earth don't live in a simple two-body world. They're trapped in a three-body brawl, Earth plus Moon plus Sun, and our moon isn't just a pretty face in the sky. It's a moving gravitational trapdoor. A little object can get nudged, slowed, sped up, twisted, sometimes captured, sometimes kicked out, sometimes made to look like it's orbiting us when it isn't. This is where things get strange. Some objects never truly become moons, yet from Earth's perspective they trace moon-like loops in the sky. Others actually get captured briefly, then escape. Same headline: Earth has a second moon. Totally different physics. And in a second, we're going to meet the most famous second moon candidate, one that seems to follow us like it's tethered, even though it isn't. Quick pause: if you like space mysteries that turn into real, explainable science, hit subscribe. What I'm about to reveal is the exact orbital loophole that lets a rock orbit Earth, while orbiting the Sun. And right after that, there's a 2026 mission connection that could change how we hunt these hidden neighbors. Now let's go chronologically, because this story unfolds like a case file. In 2016, astronomers using Pan-STARRS spot an object, 2016 HO3, later named Kamoalawa. It's small, tens of meters, but its orbit is the headline. It sits in a 1:1 resonance with Earth. That means it circles the Sun in almost the same time we do. At first you might be thinking, so it's just near us. But here's where it gets crazy: from our point of view, Kamoalawa doesn't just pass by. It seems to loop around Earth again and again, hanging near our planet for long stretches. It behaves like a tagalong. Like the quiet kid in class who somehow ends up in every group project. Then the plot thickens. In 2020, another object pops onto astronomers' radar, 2020 CD3. And this one is different. Evidence suggested it was a temporarily captured natural satellite, a true mini-moon for a short time before it escaped. Not a stable companion. More like Earth briefly caught a drifting pebble, then lost it. And just when you think that's the whole story, there's an identity crisis hiding inside the category itself. Sometimes, mini-moons aren't natural at all. Another close object from 2020, called 2020 SO, was widely discussed as likely being human-made space hardware, space junk playing Asteroid for a while. Same kind of orbit behavior, very different origin. So now we've got multiple suspects wearing the same mask. 1. A quasi-satellite that looks like a moon. 2. A temporarily captured mini-moon that actually was a moon, briefly. 3. Imposters that are basically relics of human spaceflight. So what is Earth's mysterious, second moon actually doing out there? Because the answer is equal parts elegant, and unsettling. Here's the reveal. The famous, second moon, isn't a moon in the usual sense. Kamualawa is best described as a quasi-satellite, an object that orbits the Sun, but stays near Earth because of resonance. Imagine two runners on a track. Earth is runner 1. The asteroid is runner 2. They run nearly the same pace. From the stands it looks like runner 2 is circling runner 1, weaving around them, teasing them, but both runners are actually circling the track. In space, that track is the Sun. So why does Kamualawa draw those loops around Earth? Because we're watching from a moving platform. Earth is moving. The asteroid is moving. The Sun is the real center. When you change your frame of reference, when you choose to describe the motion relative to Earth instead of relative to the Sun, you get a spirograph effect. A geometry illusion built from real gravity. It's not magic. It's not a secret alien base. It's perspective plus physics. Now, about the mini-moons, those are the real captures. They're small natural objects that can slip into Earth's gravitational influence and complete at least part of an orbit while bound, before the Sun and Moon yank them back out. Researchers modeling temporarily captured orbiters have argued that Earth can plausibly have tiny natural captures more often than you'd guess, many too faint to notice until they're already leaving. And this is where the story stops being just a trivia fact and starts turning into a space tech problem that affects all of us. Because if Earth can catch these little rocks accidentally, could we someday grab one on purpose? A training target. A resource test. A planetary defense rehearsal. The kind of mission that teaches you how to navigate, dock, and operate around a spinning boulder, without needing to fly millions of kilometers deeper into the solar system. That's where the 2026 tie-in matters. If schedules hold, ESA's Hera mission is planned to arrive at the Didymos asteroid system in 2026 to study the aftermath of DART's impact. That's not about Earth's second moon directly, but it is about sharpening the same toolbox, how small bodies move, how they spin, how their surfaces respond, how precisely we can model and predict their paths when something nudges them. Every improvement in that toolbox makes us better at identifying, tracking, and understanding the near-Earth population, including faint co-orbitals and potential mini-moons. You'd think that wraps it up, right? Quasi-satellite equals fake moon, mini-moon equals real but temporary moon, case closed. Stay with me, because just when you think you understand, there's a second twist. Some researchers have proposed that Kamualawa might be lunar ejecta, a fragment blasted off the Moon by an impact, that later slipped into this weird co-orbital relationship with Earth. If that's true, then Earth's second moon is literally a piece of our first moon. A natural sample return mission, just hanging out in near-Earth space, quietly looping in resonance. But there are competing explanations, and none is a perfect slam dunk. Maybe it's a normal near-Earth asteroid that got nudged into resonance over time. Maybe its surface has been altered by space weathering, and we're overreading the spectral fingerprints. Or maybe, this is the uncomfortable one, we're still missing a whole population of faint co-orbitals because they're hard to detect unless surveys catch them at the perfect angle, at the perfect time, with enough follow-up to lock the orbit down. So here are 3 theories that explain the second moon headlines, and they're all partially right depending on what you mean by moon. 1. Kamualawa is a quasi-satellite asteroid in resonance with Earth. 2. Objects like 2020 CD3 are the real, second moons, because they actually get captured, even if only for months. 3. Kamualawa is a moon fragment, which would make the phrase, second moon, weirdly literal. And now I want your take, because this is the kind of debate where definitions matter. I genuinely want to know what you think. Which explanation is the real, second moon, story? A. Kamoalawa is the second moon because it stays near us in a quasi-satellite orbit. B. Mini-moons like 2020 CD3 are the true second moons because they're actually bound, even briefly. C. Kamoalawa is lunar ejecta, and that's why it sticks near us. Drop A, B, or C in the comments and tell me why. I'm going to read them, because the best argument wins. Here's why this matters beyond a cool fact you can flex at parties. First, planetary defense. The more we understand these tricky, chaotic-ish near-Earth trajectories, the better we get at predicting what's harmless, what's uncertain, and what needs attention. The difference between, it will miss, and, we're not sure, can come down to tiny forces over long times, and co-orbital dynamics are where your intuition goes to die. Second, mission practice and space resources. A mini-moon is like a naturally delivered training sandbox. If we can rendezvous with something that's already near Earth, we learn how to operate around small bodies, before we try anything more ambitious. Third, origins. If Kamoalawa is lunar ejecta, it's a clue about the moon's impact history, and by extension the collision environment that shaped the inner solar system. That's not just moon trivia, that's the story of how worlds get built, broken, and rebuilt. And the future points straight at more discoveries. As survey capabilities improve and follow-up gets faster, we'll spot more of these faint neighbors, classify them better, and stop mixing three different phenomena under one viral headline. The good news is, this mystery isn't stuck. With near-Earth surveys improving and small-body missions pushing closer, we're getting better at spotting the extra moons Earth temporarily collects, and proving what they're made of. Science is tightening the net. But this isn't the only hidden companion story in space. Next we should talk about Trojan asteroids that share planets' orbits, the weird math of Lagrange points where objects can park, and the uncomfortable question of how many city-killer rocks are still out there, unseen. Thanks for watching. The universe doesn't always break the rules, sometimes it exposes the rules we didn't know we were using. And that, second moon. It's a lesson in perspective.